When I left you last time in this world, we had just completed this workshop and this massive power station up here, which actually gives me lots of stress units. But today, I think we work on something a lot better, and that is trains, because personally, I love trains, and I think I've left it too long. So we need to work on some train stuff. So the place we start with trains is train tracks. I need automatic train tracks. And so now, if on these I put a stack of iron nuggets and a stack of iron nuggets, and then hopefully when I put the stone slabs, yes, we have automatic train tracks. This is amazing. This is a big step, so all I have to do is get iron nuggets, which I already have a farm for right here, and I just need stone, and then I've got an infinite amount of train tracks. Now I have been thinking about where I want these train tracks to go, and is it crazy to just put it out here? Like, literally just have some train tracks right here. Just going across like this. Is that crazy? That seems a bit, wild, but I think that could work. I could sort of create a mini platform, although I don't really need a platform. I can just have that, and I can have it go by and stop whenever I need. So now that we basically have a temporary station, I also need to get rid of this. This is actually so annoying. But after I get rid of this, we need to start making some trains. That's the first step. And this obsidian will actually be quite helpful in making those. Now to make most of train stuff, we actually need something very important. And that is called train casings right here. And they are made by applying sturdy sheets onto brass casings. So we need sturdy sheets, which is where you get powdered obsidian, you put it on lava and then you press it twice, and you get powdered obsidian by crushing obsidian. And luckily, I think I actually have some obsidian in here. Yeah, I have 39, so now I have 48 obsidian. So I can just go in here and crush it. All of my obsidian has now been turned into powdered obsidian. And so the next thing to do is to spout lava on that. But I don't have a spout. I had a spout on my old world, it's very useful. But I need to put a spout in here. And I think this is when my lava is being generated right here. And so I think this always has lots of extra lava. So I think I could put a spout right here and I could just take it from this block and then it would take all the lava. So a spout is definitely going over here because that would be very useful for me in the future because there are lots of things that needs to be spouted, I guess is that how you would say it? Spouted. Bit strange, but anyway. I need to make a lava spout. The spout is now finally in place, and I've just connected it up here to the lava generation. And this did actually take quite a long time to set up because I didn't know that it had to be a mechanical pump going straight into the spout, and I didn't know it had to be on the side. I thought it could be on the top, and I thought I could just easily route it like that, but no, it does not work like that. But now it's finally done. We can just get some of the spouted obsidian and start spouting. The spout is working, and I'm getting some more obsidian sheets. But I do have 12 train casings. I just put them on the brass that I had. I definitely need to get some more brass. But all I have to do is make sure these are pressed twice, and then we have the sturdy sheet. It's very simple, it's not very complicated. And I also did actually design a train as well. So I don't know if I have a schematic table in here. I don't know if I've ever made a schematic table because I don't think I ever made a schematic. So I need to make a schematic table and get the schematic, and I'll be able to show you the train that I made. I have the schematic right here, and drum roll please. This is a train. It's similar to the one that I had last season. Yeah, it's very similar in its design, but it's a different colour. It's got nuclear stuff, so it's got a nuclear symbol, got a death symbol, or skull, I mean, and then the same on the other side, got some hazard. And yeah, basically I'm saying it's a nuclear train. It's not actually nuclear, but it looks nuclear, and it's quite cool. So we need to get the materials to build this. I have the clipboard right here. And when I look into it, it isn't actually that bad. There's a lot of zinc that I need for the copycat stuff. I need lots of iron for the loco metal, because I think if you go to /loco metal, basically to get any loco metal, I think you dye the regular loco metal, and you get that from a stone cutter. And I think I'm not actually sure how it works. I think it's some iron. I think that's how it used to be done. Yeah, riveted loco metal is a block of iron, and then you can turn that into regular loco metal. So that's pretty easy, because I have lots of iron. I have 1k iron in here, and then in this chest I have lots of iron as well. So that's pretty easy. So I just need to gather some materials. Hopefully it won't take too long, because I basically probably have everything I need. Maybe except for the concrete, but I can now get the concrete from the crushing wheels, and so I'll see you when I have everything and we can do a time lapse. So it turns out that the replay mod recording did absolutely 100% fail. The blocks are all just wrong. I did find a fix, but I can't fix this recording, but I can fix any future recordings. It happens when you change a mod or update a mod or add a new mod or remove a mod. It just messes it all up. But now I have fixed it, and I will not add or update any mods in the future, so it should hopefully work for all future recordings. But yeah, this one just didn't work, and then it goes black. So it was just a complete mess, and I did not realise this at the time. It's time for the big reveal. I have no idea whether the replay footage worked or not. It might have, it might have not. I'm hoping it did, but sometimes things can go wrong, and yeah. I didn't get to make the headers on the back, what do you call it, the headstock, I think? Yeah, these things, the headstock, copycat headstock, the buffers, actually. Yeah, there's just no crafting recipe for them on JEI, and I did not know how to make them, so I just left them out. I don't think it was too important. The front profile is alright, the back profile is even worse though. I mean, what is this? I need to sort that out in the future. But we have a train. This is technically not a working train because I did not have a station. Also, why do we have so much extra blocks? We put the exact amount of blocks in here, somehow we have so much extra, which is a bit concerning. I know we should have an extra copycat slab and panel, but did all the railings get put down? Yeah, these railings got put down, these railings got put down. So really, everything should be in place, which is good. So we need to actually make this functional. Now it did get glued together, thankfully. It does actually do that. So we actually need to make a train station now. And that is a train casing and a compass. Now if I did have some iron in me, I'd make it on the spot. But sadly I don't. I forgot to mention I am having a bit of a problem with these steam engines. Basically whenever I unload it, the pump, it just stops working, so no lava's being pumped in there. And it only happens with the left one, so then I only get half of my power. Thankfully though, I'm only using less than half of the power right now, so it isn't a problem. I just have to turn it back on. But anyway, back to what I was saying, I have some iron in here. I have 1.5k iron, and it's still going, along with this iron here. And I can just craft myself a compass, and I can add it to here, and I now have a train station. Now I only need 2 train stations, the one for outside my base, and the place that I'm making next, which I'll talk about more later. Now this is a bit tricky because I have already made these bogies, but if I can remember, this thing has to be in front. It has to be in front of the first bogey, and if I do create train, and then I do assemble train, yeah, I thought this might happen. So with my shaders, it actually makes these glow, and it is quite annoying. So if I disable the shaders, it's fine, but this is very ugly. And then I re-enable the shaders. Yeah, and all this happens on my screen. So now I have to re-download the shaders. So I don't know why it happens. I tried, if I go to my shader packs, I tried using some other shaders, but unfortunately nothing worked. I still don't know why it does this. It is an annoying bug. So I'm just going to keep my shaders off for now. I know it doesn't look nowhere near as good, but if I drive, you can see that it is all glued together, and we do actually have a fully functioning train, which is actually so useful when getting places. Ignore the ugly box behind my bunker. I just had to do it for the elevator because the elevator was sticking to the water wheels. Let's line up with the station. So obviously we need to actually do something with the train. We can't just have it here because that's a bit useless. we need to actually make it go somewhere. So we need to think about where we're going to expand to. Now we could expand over here. This could be quite a cool area. Could expand maybe some other place. I'm just trying to think about where we want to start putting big factories. I think I'm actually going to do that up here because of the open space. Yeah, over here. I think I'm actually going to start train tracking. So we go straight down. I want to take it through here, and it's going to go past the village. So we go straight down. It's going to probably go to about there, and then it's going to go straight up from here all the way to there. That is the basics of how it will work. And the turn will have to be quite big, so it'll be like that. In terms of track, I don't actually have much track on me right now. Let's see, yeah, still looking really bad. If any of you know who are watching the video, any of you know why this happens, please tell me. It's really annoying. I don't know why, but I'm just going to have to continue. You can also see the lava in the ceiling. It is just really annoying. Anyway, track here. I did make lots of track. Yeah, I can't seem to find any of the track I made earlier. Thankfully, I have all of these stone slabs. So if we need 2 stacks of iron nuggets for every stack. So that's 2 stacks. That would mean we could do 3 stacks for the amount of space in my inventory. We just put 1 stack in there, 1 stack in there, and then we put a stack of stone slabs in here. It just keeps on going and pressing, deploying. There is still a hole in my wall here. That will be fixed eventually. But it is just automating the process for me. I'm getting train tracks. So I'll see you when I have lots of train tracks and we are ready to start building our train system. I just did some Googling and actually very quickly managed to actually fix the flickering problem. So if I disable it and re-enable shaders, there is no more of that white dots and these are no more glowing. And all you had to do is slash flywheel, I think it was flywheel, back end, and then flywheel off. And then it stopped it. I just had to do a bit of Googling to figure that out. But now it is sorted. And so I need to think about how I'm going to do this. So I think I want the track to stay mostly on the same Y level. So I actually need to get some blocks first. I want it to stay on mostly the same Y level. And then I'll actually have to make a giant mining machine, and that will actually cut out the land so the train can actually fit in. I haven't actually made a mining machine contraption yet, which is actually crazy because I always use it for mining. But for some reason I have 3 black wool in my inventory. Well, I don't know how much. I do have a bit of dirt. Now that I'm equipped with lots of dirt, lots of tracks, we can actually start doing this. I'm actually going to open my menu app so I can actually see. So I'm going to open my menu app so I can actually see where the waypoints are. I do actually need some track. And this is just going to be a base, so this isn't going to be completed. I'm going to finish this with, like I said, a mining machine that is just going to be able to cut through all the land and it is going to place blocks underneath. I just need these blocks to actually give some support. If I say around here, then I turn to be in line with this. Too far away. Well, this is too big. Okay, let's do that. We do actually need to cut out some of this track because unfortunately it has collided with the ground and it is actually split up, you can see. So let's just make some way through it here so we can actually see it. And these 2 can just be connected like so. And then as you can see on the little map here, we have a fully connected track. And I'm just going to, I know I said I wouldn't really do this, but I'm just going to dig out some more track just so we can get a good idea of what we're doing. I'm going to leave that tree there because I can't be bothered to dig it out just yet. But let's keep it on this same Y level. So this is Y level 74. So will this be 2? That goes down to 70. But then that goes... This increases in elevation, so it's actually going to have to increase. That's going to make a very complicated bridge. I've just made it across the waterway here. Waterway? Why did I say waterway? It's a river. Whatever. And I've just realised that first we need a bridge because it cannot be like that. we definitely need a bridge to support this. And secondly, how are we going to do this? Currently it's on this level, and this is the area I think I'm going to be building in. Or maybe I am going to be building in this area, I don't know. So that's why I need to think about how I'm going to do this and where things are actually going to go. So next episode, the plan is definitely 100% to build a lumber mill, because I need wood. I do not have any wood, and I've also realised I've just run out of tracks, so this is actually a great place to just stop right here. And yes, I've actually run out of tracks as well. So I don't think in this episode I'm going to be continuing in here. I think we have made a train, we do have this track down, and I think the last thing we're going to do in this episode is build a bridge, because we need a bridge to support this, and build a miner. So we still do have a few things we need to actually do before we can finish this episode. So I'm going to build a mining train, get some lots of drills, and then I'm going to send it through here, and then we'll be able to build a bridge, and today's episode will already be over. I say today's episode, not like I upload daily. I've constructed this temporary little drill here, and I don't know why there's a crafting table here. And if I go atop, I can enable the drills, and hopefully when I go forward it should start drilling, and it should, I did do some clearing out, it should start clearing out blocks like so. Yes, it does it, and it should clear out these blocks. I may have to go over a few more times because it may miss out some blocks because I'm going so fast. I don't know why, but I can limit the speed right here. And yes, it does miss that block there, which is annoying. There we go. So yeah, you just have to go around it a few more times just to make sure it is all cut out. And I will have to remove these trees. I did in fact bring a mechanical saw with me, and so then I can actually cut down these trees properly so they're not left floating like that. I will eventually upgrade this to add like rollers so it will fill in the ground underneath. But right now all I need to do for this is basically it just needs to drill all of it out. And then yes, I will need to add a bridge here in the future. Now that the machine is back, I do need to start cleaning things up, like this here. I need to cut it down with a mechanical saw, because it does look quite strange and I just don't want half trees around the track. It does look a bit weird. And this one, this is also cut out, so I'm going to have to cut this one down as well. I'm just going to have to go around the track doing this, making sure that there are no weird trees, like this one here. I have to cut this down as well. And so it's not very complicated, just going around and removing trees, making it look feasible, and I will get back to you when I've done that. I have chopped all the necessary trees down, and I actually have some rollers here, and I did not bring any full blocks, which I'll just use the casing. But anyway, if I disassemble the train, that probably broke the track, that's fine, and I go out here, do that, and I can actually place down some mechanical rollers, I believe, and do them like so, and place a block in there, and I'm actually going to be using them to actually pave underneath. So if I fill them all with gravel and I do straight fill below, I can actually break these. I can take some super glue, and if I glue them onto the contraption, I should hopefully be able to go in here and assemble it. Yes. But so I do actually need to sleep. I can now go head over here. If I put myself in the driving seat, I need to actually fill this truck in right here. And now, hopefully, if I go in the driving seat, it should hopefully, as we go over, it should fill. Yes, it's filling with gravel. So gravel is being placed on there. I can actually speed up for a bit. The main part I actually want to do is actually this bit over here. So I just want all of this to just be filled all in with gravel. And I think it's actually doing that. Yeah, and all the way over to here, I think, and then reverse. Yeah, that's about as far as I want it to go. And then I can turn it back around. We can go again. And we can take it all the way back to the station. Because at the station, that's where I want to change the type again, and then I'm going to change it again. And it just saves me having to make 9 mechanical rollers. I did not mean to do that. Let's put that there. Let's move this back here. We can go ahead and reverse. And then pull back up to the station. And in here, we don't have much gravel left. What I can do is I can disassemble it. And then I can change this to clear blocks and pave. And so it will actually repave the blocks below. So I can hop back in. And yes, have to replace this track here. And go back in. And it will actually start paving gravel underneath, which is really useful. So now we have gravel under the tracks, and so it's not just grass, it's actually paving. So what's really annoying here is, as you can see, there's dirt there, but it's not actually paving that for some reason. Oh, it's run out. Yeah, it's run out gravel. So that'll be why. So I just need to go back and get some more gravel, and then hopefully we can finish this off. Because yeah, that is still stone. I'm going to fill it up with gravel, go around, and then I'm actually going to do the curved slope, and then I'll be back with you when this track will hopefully be done and will be looking quite good. The track so far is now complete, and if I just hop into my official train over here, we can start riding. The door close, and we can start going, and it is looking quite cool. We've got the paved gravel there, it's all filled with gravel. The turn isn't that bad. It does look a bit goofy like that. Like, look at that, that looks a bit strange. So I probably could have made the turn a lot bigger, but it probably will be fine. I mean, you probably won't see it. I do have a bit of sloping action going on over here. The gravel actually slopes down a bit. You can see it better in places like that because this isn't actually very high. And you can actually see it the best on the end over here, where it just slopes down. But still, this part over here, this is just dirt going over. So I actually need to work on a bridge next. This is in a creative world. I have a seed of the survival world, and I just haven't the creative world. And I just imported the world in. Anyway, so I just imported this tiny bit so I could see where I was starting off, and I just built this bridge. I don't think it's too bad. I don't know how I feel about the little specks of diorite. I think it does give a little bit of contrast the way it changes, but ultimately I don't know how to feel. I have these iron catwalk railings going across. I decided to choose iron because it does blend in a bit, and it's probably the cheapest for what I have right now. So I just need to make a schematic, get some of the resources, and then I can build it in the world. Everything I now need to make the bridge is in this chest right here. And if I put the material checklist in, the underside, the iron catwalk railing, the stone, that's all checked off. Need to put the diorite in there. And hopefully everything is checked off that I need. I don't need any dirt, grass or vines. It is all done now. And so all I have to do is put in this gunpowder and we should be ready to go. And hopefully the replay will work this time. I'm really hoping that the replay shot actually worked this time. Hopefully it did. It'll tell me in editing right there, right now. But anyway, this is my first bridge. It is quite a cool bridge. It is quite simple though, because this is only my first of many bridges that would hopefully be in this series. It was very quick and simple, not very much detail because I really want to get this video done and I really want to get my channel back on track. I need to fix that area because that is a bit of a mess, but this bridge is now finally done. So we can finally end this episode here. Thank you all for watching today's episode. If you did like the video, maybe like the video. If you like what I'm doing on my channel right now, the videos I'm creating, maybe subscribe, and Happy New Year.